Hey everybody, welcome to my winter wonderland. Today I hope that you're doing well. I'm sending you tons of love, and I wanted to talk to you about surrendering to the flow of life. Because I just finished a book called The Surrender Experiment by Michael Singer, and I'll link that book in the description box down below for you guys if you're interested. But the whole premise of the book was talking about how during meditation, Michael had this profound spiritual experience where he actually was able to separate himself from the incessant train of thoughts that were constantly rattling around in his brain. So he was experiencing transcendental meditation, which I'll make another video about another day. But the longer he sat and the more he stilled his mind and his body, the more he disconnected from that train of thought. And the more he observed his thoughts, the more he realized that our mind is constantly making judgment and informing us of its preferences. So whatever kind of situation you're encountering in life, if you notice, there's constantly thoughts about it. So you see this tree. Okay, well, this tree is green and it's covered in snow and it's cold outside and I don't like being cold and blah, 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 and just kind of goes like that. Blah, blah, blah. It just doesn't stop. And the book follows his life journey for about 40 years after this spiritual awakening. And he really turned his entire life into his spiritual practice. So he dedicated his life to surrendering to the experiences that life was bringing him, despite what his mind had to think about it. So initially, he just wanted to move into the woods and be quiet and just have tons of time to meditate and do his thing and do his spiritual practices and just not be bothered. But his surrender experiment got him to actually concede to the experiences that life was bringing to him. So he started teaching classes about this voice in the mind, and then people started moving onto his land. Eventually he built a temple. Eventually he taught himself computer programming and built one of the biggest corporations in America. And all the while he kept his spiritual practices every day and every night and just kept surrendering to what life was bringing him. And the life that was created out of this surrender experiment was beyond anything he could imagine. It's a really inspiring story. I suggest you check it out if this resonates with you, if you want to check this out. But it really got me thinking about how we create suffering for ourselves when we resist what life is bringing us, when we resist what our higher power is bringing us every day. And sometimes, the situations that are brought to us might not look like anything special, but it could be a stepping stone in a chain of events that we could never possibly fathom, but that lead us down the most amazing trajectory, the most amazing path. And we don't know. That's the thing. We like to pride ourselves on knowing what's coming, and the mind loves to have certainty and to know for certain. But really, it's a fallacy. We don't know what's coming for us. We don't know what our life plan is, what our future holds. We don't know. And so surrendering, that word gets kind of a bad rap. We think of the white flag and kind of rolling over. But really, what it is allowing the beautiful, graceful flow of life to take us where we're meant to go anyways, and just not resisting it. So I've used the analogy before, and this isn't my analogy. I picked it up along the way. I don't remember where I got it, but I've used the analogy before of letting go of the side of the river and just allowing ourselves to float, because that river is the flow of life. And hanging on to all of our incessant thoughts, getting caught up in the thought patterns and the preferences and the this or that, good or bad, judging everything that happens in our lives, is the equivalent to grabbing onto every rock, every stick, every log, every whatever, every obstruction that's in the river and holding on to it. Where we could just practice surrendering to the flow of life, allowing ourselves to just let go and let God, essentially. And if God's not your word of choice, then let go and let the universe, let life take you. Let life lead you. Let yourself be led and carried and guided. And see what happens. And really allowing yourself to be present in every situation that life throws your way, that life brings to you. That could be something as simple as just taking care of a task that comes across your desk. It could be something as simple as taking time to spend with your children when they ask that of you. When really you got so many things that need to get done, but you're being asked to play. How many times are we asked to play in life and we brush it off because we're serious adults? How many times? When really, you guys, like, our life is supposed to be joyful and fun and challenging, yes, but we can make it so much harder for ourselves when we resist what's in front of us, when we resist our reality, when we're constantly seeking for something else, something bigger, something flashier, something more lavish, whatever, when we're constantly seeking something other than what we have and what's in front of us right now. We create suffering for ourselves. That doesn't mean don't have goals and don't have things that you're working toward, but it also means to allow yourself to not be so rigid, to allow yourself to be flexible and bendy and floaty. And I know these are kind of, like wishy-washy adjectives, but think of it, there's a reason in the Bible why they keep talking about having the mind of a child. Because if you look at how kids view the world, they have no filters, and they view everything with a sense of curiosity and wonder. Because you think about it, it's really a miracle to be alive. Like, to be alive and to be able to feel things with your body and your skin is amazing. Like, to be able to touch this ice and know that it's cold, and know that, like, somehow I touch this with my hand and my brain registers it as cold, and eventually I gotta let it go because it's making my fingers cold. But all these little things that we take for granted are amazing. And if we can if we can allow our inner children to come out and play and to experience life and to experience everything with wonder like we used to, life becomes magical. Every little thing becomes magical. Freaking running around in the snow becomes magical again. Talking to the people around you becomes magical again, because we look at them with curiosity and wonder rather than sitting there and making all these assumptions about them. Sit there and ask questions. Learn about each other. And I know that we're not, like, it's COVID and stuff's happening and we don't have, like, we're not talking to a bunch of people, but even if you're in the supermarket You can still talk to the person behind you. Like, I don't know where I was going with that. But guys, life has this beautiful, graceful flow to it that all of us are a part of. Every single one of us. You take a second and breathe that in with me. And like close your eyes and just allow the pressures and the structures to fall away. Allow the world to fall off your shoulders for a minute and feel the undulation of the universe. Feel the flow of life coursing through you, in between all of your cells, animating your muscles, pumping blood through your veins, animating your heart and your brain and your breath and your lungs. That's what it's all about. Being present in each moment. Saying yes to life. Saying yes to what is being presented to you. Saying yes to what life and our creator, our higher power, the universe, whatever you want to call it, saying yes to what's asked of us. Saying yes to what we are being gifted with every day. Because sometimes, even if it doesn't look like a gift, it is. It's here for your enjoyment. It's here for your growth. It's here for your learning. It's here for your expansion. Every single thing you encounter in your life. Every single thing. And our minds don't tend to view it that way. But if we can sit and be still long enough, we can see that we are not that incessant train of thought. We are not the sum of our preferences and the things that we've learned. We are not that voice in our mind. We are a divine spark. You are a divine spark. Your soul is so much bigger than your body and then what's happening here. So much bigger. Your purpose is to show up every moment with presence, with curiosity, and with grace. Sending you guys tons and tons of love, all the love. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up down below. Share it with someone you love and subscribe down below for more videos like this, okay? And I will link below for the book, The Surrender Experiment. If you're interested in buying it, there will be a link down below for you. And I love you guys. Thanks for being on this journey with me, and I'll talk to you soon.